Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Ayokunle Omoni. Today I'm going to talk about the most frequently asked questions at the Georgian embassy. So what are the questions that you are most likely going to be asked at the embassy? So I was able to gather these questions from some of my students at the embassy, and after each interview section, I always note down every single question being asked of them. So I was able to come up with 7 most frequently asked questions at the Georgian embassy. So first of all, before I even get to the questions, when you go to the embassy, you want to be prepared. You want all your documents to be ready. Get all your documents ready. If you don't know the requirements, go online or send an email to the embassy to find out exactly what they want, or ask your university. Get all the appropriate documents from your university, ministry order or ministry decree, admission letter, invitation letter, all the documents, and also bank statement, insurance. Make research. Get all your documents ready. You don't want to go there and they find out you don't have the requirements or the required documents to travel to Georgia. So make sure all your documents are ready. So secondly, you have to dress politely. Make sure you look really good. I'm not saying you should dress all over the top. It's not a beauty contest, but you have to nail down the first impression. The first impression has to be good. Make sure you are well dressed, or at least dress moderately, politely, neatly. Don't look sweaty, don't be nervous. Make sure you're well dressed. So the third tip is you have to be very organized. And how are you going to be organized? You have to be punctual. So if your interview time is 10 o'clock in the morning, make sure you're there 9:30, at latest 9:30. So you have time to be relaxed, to be calm, to be composed. So make sure you're there on time. So you have to be punctual. You're ready, you are relaxed, you're confident. There's no need to panic whatsoever if you have all what it takes. So you've done all the hard jobs. You've gotten to the embassy. You should be confident now. So make sure you're not panicking. You're very relaxed. So let's get to the most frequently asked questions now. Number 1, why did you choose Georgia? Almost all students get this question. Why Georgia? There are so many other countries out there. You could have chosen maybe Italy, maybe Poland, maybe Ukraine, maybe Russia or Belarus. Or why Georgia? So you have to be able to tell them in simple terms, like the reason why you chose Georgia. For example, you can tell them, I chose Georgia because it's a very peaceful country and Georgia has good people. As simple as it sounds, it's very precise and it's convincing. So tell them the reason why you chose Georgia. If you're confused, you can go online, read about fascinating or interesting things about Georgia. You have to orientate yourself about the country Georgia. Make sure you read up about Georgia. Know simple things like their population, what they are renowned for, all those basic things. Make sure you know offhand. Number 2 question is, how did you learn about your university? Why did you choose your university? You have to be able to tell them. Maybe you got to know about the university through a friend. Tell them, or you got to know about the university, from an advertisement in a magazine, online. Tell them how you got to know about the university. Number 3 questions. What are your plans after graduation? This is so crucial. You have to get this answer right. You don't want to tell them, after graduation, I want to stay in Georgia and look for jobs and raise family. You don't want to say that. What are your plans after graduation? You want to inform the consular officer about your plans of returning back to your country once you're done with studying. So you can tell them, my plan is to go back to my country, take the knowledge I've acquired or the skills I've acquired in Georgia to my country and make use of this knowledge or these skills, in help building my own country. So you don't want to, make sure in everything you do, make sure you don't tell them you want to stay back in Georgia. Please don't say that. Number 4 question is, who is your sponsor? Who is sponsoring you? What is your relationship with your sponsor? So for example, if your sponsor is Mr. Gilbert, what is your relationship with Mr. Gilbert? Is Mr. Gilbert your father, or maybe he's an uncle or your brother? So you have to state the relationship. They may ask you, what is your relationship with Mr. Gilbert? Mr. Gilbert is my uncle. Mr. Gilbert is my dad. So State your relationship with your sponsor. And they may also further ask you what his source of income, what is he doing, what is his occupation. So tell him he's a businessman, or he's working for the government, is a pilot, is a doctor. So you have to be able to tell in simple terms. There is no need to explain. Just once they ask you a question, give short, precise answer. So you don't want to give unnecessary information that will attract more questions. Mr. Gilbert is my sponsor, is my uncle, or is my dad, and he's a doctor. It's simple. Number 5 question. This is a very tricky question. What have you been doing prior to applying for this visa? What have you been doing up to now? So it's a very important question. So they want to know what you've been doing prior to applying for Georgian visa. If you're a student, tell them, oh, I am currently a student at so university. If you're working, tell them what you've been doing, So they don't want idle people in their country. They want to be sure, they want to know about your history prior to applying for the Georgian visa. Tell them you're studying or you studied in so university. They may even go as far as asking you what is your educational qualification, or what have you done in the past in terms of jobs. So state in clear terms what you've been doing prior to applying for the visa. Number 6 question they ask is, where are you going to stay? They want to know if you have accommodation plans, if you already have a place to stay. They don't want aliens that will come to Georgia and be walking on the streets without any place to stay. So make sure you have your letter of accommodation or hotel reservation done before you even come to the embassy. So you tell them, my university is providing accommodation for me, and you prove it with the letter from the university. If you don't have before you go for the interview, make sure you get the letter from the university. And also try to know the address. It's going to be really helpful. That shows you know what you're doing. And finally, this 7th question is very, very important. And if you get asked this question, that means it's almost certain that your visa has been approved. And the question is, when do you intend to travel to Georgia? When they ask you this question, most of the time your visa is already, like, the consulate have decided to give you your visa. When do you want to go to Georgia? So you must have a clear plan. Oh, I want to travel to Georgia next week. I have my itinerary already. So make sure you state in clear terms when you want to travel. So I will advise you to make it very close. That is, tell them, oh, my plan is to travel next week or in 2 weeks' time. Don't tell them my plan is to travel 3 months or 4 months' time. That shows you don't know what you're doing. Give them specific answer, or give them specific dates if you like. So tell them, I'm traveling on the 16th of this month. So it depends. So tell them when you intend to travel. It's as simple as that. And for visitors, for people applying for visitors visa, you have to be ready to answer questions about your destination, maybe where you want to visit, maybe museum, historical places. Make sure you have information about where in particular you want to visit in Georgia. And also for visitors, they may also ask you, are you traveling alone? State your travel plans. Have you gotten a place to stay? Where are you staying in particular? Do you have insurance? And all these basic questions. So be prepared to answer all these questions, and you have to be very confident. So guys, those are the 7 most frequently asked questions at the Georgian embassy. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click the like button, and also subscribe if you're new, and see you again in the next one. Peace.